Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the April 10th Norwalk Public Library Board of Directors meeting. In attendance, we have Laurel Peterson, Geraldo Williams, Janie Williams, Sherelle Harris, and Alex Knopp. Um, has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes, the 313 and the 319 minutes? And can I have someone move to accept the 313 meeting minutes?
It's so moved.
Okay. Are there any changes or edits? Does anyone have any edits to them? I do. Um, so okay, on page 2 of the which date is it? It was the first one, the March 13th. It says on under reports, under the main renovation library, the main library renovation update in the second paragraph, second line, it says originally there was $500 in the budget and so it should read in the library budget and 1.45 million in the economic development account. So that was my edit. There. Are there any others? Okay, so sorry, I guess we need to move it again with those edits.
I accept those as friendly amendments.
Okay, second? Janie? All in favor?
Mm.
I
Okay,
abstain. I wasn't
Yeah,
present.
I abstain. I left partway through.
okay, so Janie and Alex and Moina accept and Geraldo and Laurel abstain. So for the March 19th special meeting minutes, can I have a motion for that one, please? I think it'll,
Janie, are you on mute? I saw your lips move. I couldn't.
You still can't hear you, Jane.
Janie's talking to Laurel. We don't.
Ah, it's mean.
oh, do you move, Janie? Sorry. So wait, I don't understand.
We can't hear you. You're still on mute, Jane.
Oh, she knows.
Okay.
I move approval.
Okay, Alex moves approval. Can we get a second? Sorry, we're a limited number here, so everybody. I think
I
Laurel was,
wasn't there.
yeah,
No, I
Geraldo,
wasn't.
were you there
No, I was not.
for the special meeting? No. Okay, so
You can move more now.
oh yeah, I can move. I forgot that I'm a person here. Right. I'll
Second.
second. I'll second. All in favor? Okay. And so Janie, Moina, and Alex approve, and Geraldo and Laurel abstain. Okay. I don't
Can I
think
just ask how Patsy is? Have we heard anything more?
I think Sherelle spoke with her today. You're on mute, Sherelle.
Sorry, I was trying to send Marcus he never got the invitation. She sounded really good today. She's tired, obviously. She said today was a lot better than last week. I didn't call her because I know she said she preferred emails, but she actually called me today.
Okay.
But she sounded, pretty good. It's the long haul, but she sounded pretty good. busy as ever, wanting to take care of business.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know, I'm hoping that, you know, yeah, I hope she makes a quick recovery.
Yeah.
And she is on email, so if you did want to send her a note, because I've been kind of going back and forth on email a little bit with her, so.
Okay.
Good.
Oh,
Okay, Janie, sorry,
Sorry,
Janie.
something was wrong with my computer. Something wrong with it. I couldn't do anything. So I had to cut it off and get on the phone. So I heard you, but I couldn't do anything about it. So sorry about that.
Been there, done that, so, thank you. Okay, so, I don't think we have anyone here for public participation, so I'll just get into, my report. So, we, you know, as you all saw, on behalf of the board, I sent a letter to the Charter Revision Committee on March 24th. That letter was acknowledged by Tyler Fairburn, the commission chair. And then last week on April 1st, I presented kind of the contents of that letter in person at the Charter Revision Commission meeting during public comments on April 1st. Yeah, on April 1st. Sorry, I said that. And I did send Tyler a note asking, you know, what the process is now that we've made our recommendations. I have not heard back from him. And I mean, I wonder if there's anyone on the board who would know, or, you know, if we have, you know, they are meeting again on April 25th. I mean, and it would be really great if some of you wanted to go again during public comments to bring this up. I mean, I assume they have to address it in some way, you know, and bring it probably before their attorney, but I would be curious if anyone else has any insight here, or like any recommendations about how to get this, you know, some discussion among them, or what some next steps could be.
Mm.
So, I mean, I guess I'll follow up again with Tyler. And there are a couple of people on the commission who I know, and I could follow up with them as well. If anybody here knows other people on the commission, we can do that. And the other idea that I had was we could get a letter from Dawn Laval from the State Library Board in support of our recommendation as well. So is there anyone on April 25th who could possibly go and again bring this up in front of them?
What time is
Or
the meeting?
on Zoom? They're usually at 6:30.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to get there.
That's time.
It does seem like yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the process is and how they work. So
Mhm.
I guess, you know, just following up is, I mean, they have to respond at some point, so
Mhm.
What's the
okay,
date?
April 25th is the next meeting.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not April 25th. I'm sorry, it's April 15th.
Oh, 15. Yeah.
That's
no.
on Tuesday.
Well, that's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next week, sorry. And they are supposed to finish their work by the end of May, so All right,
Thanks.
so more on that hopefully soon. And I did see that Lamont wrote back to all of us with some suggested wording on the two things that kind of more directly affect him.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just wanted to just take a second, and then we can move on to Marcus. Just to acknowledge that this week, April 6th to April 12th, is National Library Week, which is sponsored by the American Library Association. And National Library Week celebrates the role of libraries and library professionals play in transforming lives and strengthening communities. Free and open access to information, art, literature, history has never been more important. So in honor of the week, I'd like to publicly acknowledge our dedicated library director and all of the library staff for their invaluable contributions to Norwalk.
Second,
Third.
Yeah, or
Definitely.
always. That was four.
Wholeheartedly, a golden fifth or whatever number I got.
Okay, and now I'm going to pass it on to you, Sherelle.
So we do have our kind of, sort of, but not so new branch manager here with us just to give us some quick updates on, you know, programming and services and what they're doing over at Sono.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, everything is going as best as possible at Sono. With of course the help with Sherelle. Sherelle's helping me, guiding me through everything in terms of mentoring me, and everything has been going well. We've been getting the best circulation numbers, best program numbers for a while now. Today, we had our most patrons children at our story time. We had 35 kids, which I've never seen before. I was happy to see that as well.
I saw it on Facebook.
Oh,
I
you
was
did?
like,
Oh,
oh
okay.
my God, there are
Yes.
so many people there.
Yes, we had a lot of people, and we were all very happy about that. Our program attendants are always hitting maximum numbers. Circulation numbers are hitting maximum numbers as we keeping track of them. We're doing a new project right now in terms of weeding books, and we're putting new books on display according to the patrons' request. We're also what's the word I'm looking for? Where the renovations is going real well. People are loving it. They're coming, taking pictures. And then talking about Library Appreciation Week, they've been coming and they've been appreciating us for the work we have been doing as well. So that's also a plus. And besides the week, they also been coming regularly saying, well, good job we're doing and everything. So thank you all as well for making that possible. And Sherelle and everybody, I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Somebody let the cat out of the bag that I was saying good things about him.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want him to know that right away. But we were in a meeting and somebody let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
But Marcus, thank you, you know, for
Thank
coming
you.
over and
Thank you, Marcus.
I
yeah,
appreciate
taking the
everyone.
helm
Congratulations.
and running with it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that enthusiasm. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, good. It's great. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for
and
coming.
congrats.
No problem.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you all. Have a good night, everyone.
You
You
too.
Okay, you
too.
too. Thank you.
Moya, you didn't have anything else, right?
No.
It's on me, okay. All right, so I am going to share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
we
Yeah.
can.
But I can't. I don't know what happened. Hold on. One second. I think I can get it back. Yeah, okay. So I did speak to Sharon in purchasing regarding our next steps for the building plan. You know, do we have to go out to bid or, you know, do we use the same person? So basically, we have the updated purchasing guidelines. So if we have to get quotes, the price would be between 2,500 and 5,000. That would be 2 quotes. For 3 quotes, 5,000 to roughly 25,000. And then we would have to go out to bid for 25,000 and over. So we know it won't be 25,000 and over. Hopefully prices didn't go up that much since 2019. But we, it might behoove us to go out to bid to get 2 quotes. And in the packet, I included some work that Haley Roy and I did calling the different Fairfield County libraries, to see who they used for their renovation, what their process was, and, what they liked about, the process and the contractors that they use.
Hey, Sherelle, if
Yes,
you're going to send us a 146-page packet, could you send it sooner than the day before?
Well, I put a note in there that we can discuss, for now, but I kind of knew. I had a little snafu again, but I knew we weren't going to be able to get through everything tonight, so some of it we can discuss at the next meeting.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much, Laura.
So I guess one of the things is, we used the burgers, I guess, last time, and I just Alex, have you been in touch with them, or do we know anything? Are they still doing,
I have
are you
not.
still in that business? Are they still in that business?
I don't know the answer. I do know that she was made the acting director of so whatever the national group is of Association of Public Libraries, which was a pretty prestigious position.
Yeah,
But I mean,
so
I've had no reason to contact her, and I didn't want to. I mean, I don't represent the board and anything like that, so I wouldn't, reach out to her. So I don't know the answer to that.
Reach out if we're going to get quotes. If you guys want to look through, I mean, I can just get, quotes. But I did send the names of the people that were used by surrounding libraries. So, we can always reach out to them and to others.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy to look at that more carefully with you, Sherelle, and then
Yeah.
we can pick like, whoever I thought that was great research and intel that you guys did, and we can, I mean, I think we should reach out to the burgers, but I think we have an opportunity to reach out to somebody else too, just to make sure that so maybe we do that before the next meeting
Sure.
and come back with an update on that.
I did send an email with, I think I sent the email. I know I sent an email, but I'm not sure if I put the link in there to the meeting, but our request for the raises, did not go through. So the other 2 community services departments, their things went through, but ours did not. I will be speaking with, Lamont is back from vacation now, so, speaking with finance, just to see if we can work numbers to see if we can at least give, the librarians raises. So I will have a better update, for the next meeting.
Did they give you a reason?
No.
Initially, just to be blunt, I guess if you don't use it, you lose it, sort of thing. But I don't think people take into consideration the length of time it takes to get positions filled,
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. So there are a lot of
That's what you've been saying.
variables. But so hold on. Yeah. So the new finance director did promise that we would sit down for not this fiscal year, but the next one, where they can really look at things. But it was also mentioned that we may have some opportunity to try to do something this time around. So I will, yeah. I mean, it's just very important, especially during this time. And, we've had people who have worked nearly, 15, 20 years with no raises. The librarians were the ones who've not had raises in the longest time. So that's just something that's very important to me. I'm willing to not be a favorite person to make that happen. So,
I agree. I totally agree with that because to me, that's just unconscionable that they denied that. I mean, then you give the principal a big, huge raise. I can't, I'm sorry. I just don't get that. So,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll have some positive news.
Cheryl,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, what was the total impact to the budget for if all those part-time folks said
If we gave everybody
it's
what they
part-time,
deserve.
just a part-time
Oh, yeah,
staff?
for sure.
Yeah.
It was roughly $1 million for all of our staff. If we give them,
No, I'm saying just a part-time staff.
part-time staff.
for the part-time, we have quite a few part-time staff. The library is always relied on part-time staff.
Yeah.
You know, one reason is, and one of my arguments was the fact that our part-time staff, they do not get any benefits. And they, you know, so we've relied heavily on part-time staff for a while. And then, you know, we have quite a few library assistants, you know, quite a few librarians, but we have a lot of part-time staff. So,
And,
yeah.
and if they all got the raise that we were recommending, what was that total?
Roughly 1
A
million,
million, really?
close to $1 million.
Our entire library budget is a little less than 4, so it would be a quarter of our entire library budget.
But if you look at
That
that,
sounds high.
considering people haven't had raises since 2012, and some even prior to that.
Well, I think the raises thing is a very important thing, and we, you know, and I think they definitely heard us at least the public meeting. Unfortunately, it's so late in the process. But you know, if we, you know, we get ourselves, you know, as soon as the budget season opens, make sure that we have all the numbers that we, you know, make sure that everybody gets the raise that they deserve, for the following year. I really don't see how they could,
Mhm.
you know, to make sure that that budget is what it needs to be. So.
For sure. Okay, so next on the list is the parking update. And prior to my putting this in the package, Ms. Laurel, I also sent this to you all in a memo.
Yes, you
So
did.
that was, sent in a memo.
It was the other 145 pages.
I know. But you know what I thought? It would be great because you have it all in one place. So if you ever need to go
Yep.
back, everything is like, you have to hunt through emails. Everything is like right there.
That's great.
And I was screaming too, because I was like, I know if I had gotten that, but some of it was already sent to you all, but I know it, yeah, so your point is well taken. So basically the parking update, we're still waiting on the striping, and basically they said they're waiting for consistent weather. I believe it was 60 degrees before they start that process. I did send hold on. Can you guys see the screen or no?
No,
No.
it's nothing.
Not for nothing, but we're all waiting for 60 degrees.
Oh,
See,
Well, I'm
like
gonna
the cool weather, but over 75, you can keep it. I'm a cold and cool weather girl.
All right.
But so basically the library's signage and the directional signage is you know, that's all set. In the just you know, another one. So we're set with that. They should begin that pretty soon. But the thing that I'm really waiting for is for the lot next door. Just, you know, the directional, the one way in, one way out, trimming the hedges, because I just, you know, as Ralph mentioned several times, I've personally seen many times where it's an accident waiting to happen. Someone's trying to turn into the lot on the way you go out at the same time that the people who are going to the drive up and at the bank are trying to go out. So that signage really needs to happen soon. So I'll stay on top of that. And also, I think the hedges really need to be trimmed as well. So, and then Moina and I, we're still waiting for our meeting, you know, with them to talk over, having them take over the library as opposed to us just sort of being outliers that, you know, they're taking over the library, putting us in their budget. And we did send an email, but, I'll follow up on that. email.
Yeah, well, let's follow up on that for sure.
So that's the progress so far, is just the signage. But again, they believe like mid-April to late April is when they'll do all the striping, and that sort of thing. So, I'll send emails weekly and keep track of, you know, of progress. So any questions? Okay, and then the Sono repaving and EV charging station update. You all, I guess maybe a year ago, the information was sent. I just put it in the attachment, so you would have it all in one place. It looks like we should be going, Neil, I sent an email just because I know they couldn't do the paving part. We couldn't get it together, and you have to have warm weather to, you know, to do the paving. So, I think I sent an email last week. We heard from SNU. We also heard from, Neil, and everybody's on board. Everybody's ready. We just have to figure out how, to orchestrate the paving, with the installation of the EV charging stations. And I have, you should have, what the plans are. So if we're going to repave, we have the opportunity of making the Sono parking lot totally ADA compliant. So what they would do is, like right now, we have the one spot. What they would do is the very first spot closest to the building, that would be ADA compliant. The next spot would be both ADA compliant, as well as have one of the EV charging stations there. So it'll be van accessible, I'm sorry. So it'll be a little bit bigger. And I remember they had talked about when we had Bill, he's the ADA compliant coordinator. He was saying that I guess it would be sort of on the honor system as to, you know, whether whoever's parking there, to have their ADA van, or who parks there, you know, to charge their station. And then, so it would be the dual station. So we would have, you know, one, I guess, machine. And then you would have the two parking lots, the two parking spaces that, can charge there. So, and all the dimensions and everything is in your packet.
So sorry, Cheryl, does that mean that one machine can charge 2 vehicles, or it can only charge
Yeah. So it'll be the machine, and then they can charge, there'll be two
both
spaces
sides?
can be charged.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty exciting.
So we don't have a date schedule yet for that.
No, but the good thing was that everybody responded, everybody's on board. The
Yeah, I saw that.
company that we got, oh yeah, that's right, you were on there. The company that we got the quote from, SNU likes them. They've worked together before. They've worked well. They've done things for the city. So we're just waiting to see how we're gonna do, the paving of the lot.
Okay. And so we have the funds required for all of
We
that.
definitely have the funds.
Okay.
That was approved.
That was approved.
Yeah, that was.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, very excited. And finally, I think that was it for me. Because Marcus is already gone, so that's it for me.
I just have one thing under old business. I know I had mentioned last time about a walkthrough in April. And I think, well, obviously it's April now. So I'm just gonna hold that until we find out how Patsy's doing, and then hopefully we can all do it together when she's because she takes a very keen interest in facilities as well. So let's see you know, how she progresses, and then I'll get back to you on that.
Speaking of old business, thank you for saying that. We were going to approve one of the policies last month, but we couldn't because we didn't have the quorum. So let me just go back.
Which one? Is this the homebound policy? No.
They never got back to me with the homebound. Hold on one second, I'm sorry. Let me just look at the. Give me 1 second. It was the confidentiality policy. So we discussed it before, and I think approval was contingent on
I thought
corporate council getting back to me.
we approved it, no?
At
Yeah,
the
we
special
did.
meeting?
No. We approved it tentatively because they hadn't gotten back to us, so we did approve it. I didn't know if we wanted to do an official one because they got back to us after the approval.
And I don't think we had a full, it really wasn't approval because we didn't have a full quorum.
Or
No. We talked about it. You guys agreed
Before-
on it, but we wanted to wait to hear back from Corporation Council. So
Yeah, but I
one of
think
those are-
that was
yeah.
last meeting, right?
Well, last meeting, we couldn't do it.
Yeah, because, yeah, we didn't have a quorum. That's why we
Right.
didn't approve it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So should we re-adopt it tonight?
I think so, just so we have it official.
I move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And then that's it for me.
Okay, I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you at the foundation meeting.
Okay,
The
Okay.
Zoom link is on the agenda.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay.